pitching coach, that individual might be, I very much mean this when I say it, the most important acquisition the team makes. And I am not, again, joking here. Morning to you. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. I also offer daily shots on the Steelers and Penguins that I hope you'll check out as well. Dodgers 6, Blue Jays 5 in 18 innings last night in Los Angeles. That was Game 3. The Dodgers now have a 2-1 lead on what one can only hope will be their latest championship, thanks almost entirely to a $350 million payroll, of which an enormous chunk of that goes to Freddie Freeman. He has a $162 million contract that was able to buy him away from the Braves. $57 million of that's deferred. Sorry to be a buzzkill. That's what I see when I see baseball. That's what I hear when I hear baseball. It's broken. And I'm sure it's broken to the point that, wow, I can't even imagine that a fraction of our city would have watched any of this game, never mind staying up till 3 a.m. for its conclusion. But that's okay, because local fans get to ruminate on the new pitching coach. The name is Bill Murphy. The reputation is a very good one. He comes from the Astros, and strikingly, he comes in a wholly lateral move, meaning he was the pitching coach there, he'll be the pitching coach here, and that organization in general has tended to be ahead of the curve in baseball in more ways than just banging on trash cans. Oscar Marin, who was just fired to create this opening, also came from Houston. And the other thing that the two have in common is that they're known to have backgrounds in advanced analytics, in biomechanics, in all the stuff that the people inside the sport prioritize really everywhere. And now more than ever, unapologetically. His most recent work, of course, would have been the combined statistics of the Houston staff in the 2025 season. The Astros had a 3.86 team ERA. That ranked 11th in baseball. The Pirates had a 3.76 ERA under Marin. That was 7th best in the majors, so the Pirates were obviously better. The Pirates also had Paul Skeens. In fact, as I went through all of the various team numbers of consequence, the Pirates were better. But I'll say it again, they had Skeens, which is a great, great thing to have to skew your statistics. Not that they or Marin or Skeens himself don't deserve the credit. It's not like he doesn't count. It's just that it has an outsized influence. So why do I say that this will be one of their main acquisitions? Well, I could come up with all kinds of cliches for how important it is to have that one guy that can associate with everybody on the staff. And these guys are going to be looking to Murphy with, in all likelihood, an uncommon eagerness, since they were, by every accounting, part of the reason, if not the reason, that Marin was fired. But, you know, those guys are important, and Skeens is paramount. So if those guys and Skeens feel that this guy is going to be an upgrade, and they react as such, and if he can legitimately help them, that's nice. But I've got something else to say in this, and it's really not at all a reflection on Murphy. My mind is wide open. Again, the resume is there. Let's see how he does. Rather, it's this whole lateral move thing. See, what had to have happened here, and I'm just guessing, but it's got to be at least a 99.999% guess, is that the Pirates outpaid the Astros in some form or other. And we'll have to see how that unfolds over time. Meaning, when I say that, assistant coaches in baseball in general, coaches, we don't know what their contracts are, with very, very, very few exceptions. We don't know when they're signed, when they're not signed, when they've expired, when they're multi-year, when they're 1 year. A lot of them are just 1 year. The overwhelming majority, in fact. But I mean, there isn't like some kind of list or something that we can check. So, money is usually your big arbiter in these things. And all I'm going to offer to this in this moment is that this is the only kind of acquisition that Cherington is comfortable outpaying for. Meaning coaches, instructors, scouts, and you'd better believe the analytics. And I'm just making a little notch here in the tree, figuratively speaking, so we can come back to it later in the winter when no meaningful players have been signed and remind you that this is just how he does business. But like I said, we'll just let it go for now. When we come back, J1Q. If you're looking for a great dining experience, look no further than North Shore Tavern. Located directly across Federal Street from PNC Park, next door to Mike's Beer Bar, North Shore Tavern is Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone. Enjoy your steak finished on a hot lava stone in front of you, where you ensure each piece is cooked to exactly your liking. Or try their rotating selection of entrees, hot sandwiches, salads, and burgers, all while enjoying the ambiance dedicated to the great players and history of the Pittsburgh Pirates all around you. Come see why everyone's talking about North Shore Tavern and steak on a stone.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org. That's gunstoragecheck.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers can compile your name, contact info, social security number, home address, even information about your family members, and they can sell it online. Have you ever been a victim of identity theft, harassment, doxing? If you haven't, you probably know someone who has. Delete Me can help. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Our listeners get a special discount. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit. Use promo code HIT at checkout. That's HIT. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/hit and enter HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/hit, code HIT. Today's J1Q comes from Kevin, who says, DK, seeing how everything from this team paints a picture that they're not going to raise payroll or go after big free agents. I'm sorry. Does that mean they might actually try a new hitting philosophy with mostly the same group? After 6 years of prioritizing pitch counts over driving mistakes, I'd have to be thinking that even Ben Cherington realizes it needs to change. What else could they possibly be talking about changing if they're serious about winning in 2026? Don't make me laugh again. Through mostly internal improvements. These are hard, man. These are hard because what you want to do is take the question seriously, which is to say, don't burst out laughing once and almost a second time upon reading them, but also to just be able to say something that sounds like some of the stuff that I say whenever I'm doing either the Steelers or the Penguins shows. Now, those teams aren't perfect. The Steelers are really feeling it right now, and the Penguins are off to a great start. They also aren't perfect. But this, I don't even know where to go with this, because the way you laid this out is actually probably more accurate than even you intended it to be. You say, not going to raise payroll. I'm with you on that. Not going to go after free agents. I spit out the figurative coffee. Try a new hitting philosophy. No, you don't try a new hitting philosophy and keep the entire hitting staff. Everybody's here. Matt Haig's not going anywhere. None of his assistants, none of his team, the hitting team, as Cherington called it upon assembling it, none of that's changed. It's the same guys. What would move them after committing not only to bringing these people in, but then also to keeping them after a historically horrendous season at the plate? One in which not a single player who holds a bat for a living improved, and most, in fact, regressed. They decided to keep all of that. Why should any of this scenario that you just laid out be greeted with anything other than like riotous, mocking Monty Python level laughter? That's all it deserves. That's all it's going to get from me until it changes. And when I say it changes, I mean everything changes. I appreciate the question, Kevin. I gave it my best. I promise you. I appreciate everybody who listens to Daily Shot of Pirates, and we will have another one of these tomorrow.